So the inhale is through the nose and the exhale is through the mouth, where you kind of go, ha, you do like a soft H sound and you let your belly come down as far as feels good, and that helps you exhale more. So it looks sort of like this. So inhale, you come up, you lean back maybe a little, you take your arms as far up as feels good, and then you exhale, ha, and then that swing takes you back up again. So it's going to look like that, okay? And we'll go 10 times, and you might go faster or slower than me. It's really nice to use that momentum and pause just for a little bit at the top and then come down. Now, just to modify, if that doesn't feel good, letting yourself fall like that, you can always inhale up a little bit or a lot and just put your hands down and lean forward, right? So it can be as small as this, or it can be as large as that, all right? So you decide, and when we do it 10 or more times, you'll probably experience an expansion of your range of motion. So maybe the first one, take it a little conservatively, and then see, your body will tell you what it wants to do. All right. So settle yourself. Turn your abdominals on to protect your low back. And let's begin. So when you're ready, inhale, the arms up, look up, and then exhale down. And inhale up when you're ready. And now take it with your own time, and we'll do it about 10 more times. So just let gravity do the work. Big inhale on the way up. Long exhale on the way down. Let's do 2 more. And then come back. Now pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Settle your sit bones. Maybe press lightly on your thighs, just enough to lift your spine up. And just pause enough to feel the quality of energy inside of your body. If you feel some movement or flow or shift, just connect into that. And then whatever you feel, breathe right into that place. And use your breath to redistribute that all throughout your body. So you're invigorating, activating your body. All right, and then you can open your eyes. Now the next things we'll do are very simple, really easy, and they're all for generating energy and also for helping you connect your breath to movement. So breath coordinated movement. So they're just movement exercises that sometimes dancers do to warm up. So they're a little bit like what we just did, breath to joy, but we'll adapt those as we go on. So we'll do 10 breaths with each one, just sort of a good count to allow you to get into the rhythm of it. So the first one is pretty much like what we just did, only a little modified. So you'll inhale and just swing your arms up, and exhale and just swing your arms down. So just like that. All right, so let's try that. So inhale up and exhale, you can look down. You can inhale up and exhale down. And your arms can be straight or bent. The movement can be small or large. Just start to coordinate a little bit of movement with your spine, with your breath. Just a few more here. Using a little bit of gravity again, and let's make this be the last one. And then come back. All right, and I just want to say hi to Michelle. Hi, Michelle. I didn't get to say hi to you before we started. My name is Shauna. All right, so now we're going to take these motions. So we've gone up and down, and now there's a couple other directions that we can go. So this can be with one arm or with both arms. So I'll show you with both arms. So we'll inhale and up to the right, and then exhale down to the left. So now I'm just swinging up and sideways, right? If that doesn't feel good, it can just be one arm, and it can be small. But see what works for you, and let's try it 10 times. So up and down. And think about beginning to engage your abdominals. So we're taking ourselves off balance. And that's the role of our core muscles, is to keep us upright when we're off balance. So feel that space right behind your belly button. And feel that those muscles contracting to hold you steady. Let's say 2 more here. And then bring it down. Now pause, and you might feel some asymmetry in your arms or your shoulders because we just moved them in an asymmetrical way. And so we'll need to balance that. But again, just pause. Notice your breath. Maybe your breath has begun to be longer without effort. So there's more space to breathe. That's why we're moving our shoulders and our arms, because it expands our rib cage, which allows more room for our lungs. All right, so let's do it 10 times in the other direction now. So when you inhale, you'll take your arms up and to the left, and exhale down to the right. And you can take it a little bit in a diagonal. Take your arms back. You might find looking back and then up in front is a nice little variation. So beginning to feel some rotation through the spine, and we'll do one more. And we're back. So we began to feel a little bit of rotation in the spine in the way that we were doing it. So now we'll take rotation and we'll take it a little bit further. Now, some of you have done this very simple rotation with me, so we'll just do it again. I'll show you first and then we'll do it together. So you'll take one hand and just very lightly thump the opposite shoulder and let that almost be the trigger to take that arm out and back. And then when you come back, you'll reverse it. All right, so again, it can be small or it can be big. All right, so we'll use it that way. All right, so on an inhale, get tall first. Always push down a little bit to get up. Lengthen through the spine and then engage your abdominals. And that stability is going to allow you to twist safely and more easily. All right, so let's take our left arm out. And when you're ready, on your exhale, just lightly tap your right shoulder and twist to the right. Next time you inhale, take it in the other way. And now find your rhythm and then notice how your rib cage moves in opposition to your hips. So your hips are relatively stable on the chair. And then your rib cage is swiveling a little bit left and right. And you're using your breath. And this can be gentle and small or larger, fast or slow, again, listening to your body. Let's just do a few more here. Notice your breath. All right, and then let's bring it down. So now notice the sensations, that twisting. It's a really different sensation than going to the side or front and back. So we have these subtle languages, which sometimes defy words, but there's a sensation in the body from those kind of movements. All right. Now, the next ones, we'll use our hands, and they're just really simple. So bring your hands out to the sides, and imagine that the air is really heavy, like it's molasses or honey. And we're just gonna push down, pushing down. So let's try that now 10 times. So just push, 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 push. Let your shoulder blades relax and just push, 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 push. Now let's push up. So palms up to the ceiling. You can look up if that's comfortable. Keep your shoulders as relaxed as you can. And we'll push, 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 push. All right. And then the last thing we'll do, we'll turn our palms out to the sides. Depending upon your shoulders, this may or may not feel comfy. And we'll push out 10 times. So here we go. Push, push, push. And then back. And that's enough to fatigue our shoulders for a little bit initially. Okay. So I had the opportunity this week to watch the original Karate Kid movie, which, you know, is from a long time ago, 1984. But Mr. Miyagi is the teacher. And at one point he is challenged to do something and he has to summon great strength. And he stands there and does this breath exercise that I looked at and went, well, I've never quite done it like that. And I really like that. So we're thanking Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid for this one. So we'll take this breath pattern and we'll repeat it, but each time we'll take it a little slower and a little longer. And you will decide if that works for you or if you need to make it a little bit shorter. Of course you will. So bring your hands together in front of your heart. So when you inhale, let me make sure I have this right here. When you inhale, let's point the fingers up and take your hands up to any degree while you inhale for, like, let's say 1 slow count. And then exhale, press your palms together and bring them down in front of your heart. Now turn your fingers forward and inhale and float your arms out as far as they'll go. And then exhale, press. It's like you're pulling your life force, energy, prana back in. And now let's repeat this and we'll go a little slower. So let's inhale for 1 and 2, a little pause, and then exhale for 1 and 2. Turn your hands and inhale 1 and 2, and exhale, take it back. Turn your hands up and let's try. And of course, breathe as often as you need to. You don't have to follow my count. It's just a guide. Right? So when you're ready, inhaling for 1, 2, and 3. So we're just slowing it down a little. And now exhale, pull that navel back to the spine. You can exhale out of your mouth with a big sigh if that feels a little bit more available. Turn your fingertips forward and we'll try it. So 1, 2, and 3. Big inhale, ribs move. And then on the exhale, turn it up and we'll try for 4 and 4. All right. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, and 4. A little pause, firm your belly, and exhale, pull down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your fingers forward and we'll inhale like you're swimming forward, reaching out, universal energy, and exhale, bringing it back right into the heart, like you're illuminating the center of your chest. Now try that twice more with your own count. I won't count. So just take it for what feels comfortable for you. So you'll inhale up, and you'll exhale down back to the heart. And the pattern is then to inhale out and exhale back to the heart. So you're always exhaling as you draw your hands back to the heart and inhaling when you alternate going up or out. Let's do one more. And then release your hands when you're done. So you may know that the quickest way to access the mind and the nervous system is through the breath. So when we change our breath, we change our mind or our inner state. So just simply slowing down the breath is one of the ways, as long as the breath is within your tolerance. Like if you're trying to breathe longer than is comfortable for you, it'll make you very anxious. But as long as you're listening exactly to what your body needs at this time and extending your breath nice and slow, it'll let your nervous system, it's a signal, and your nervous system will calm down a little bit. And see, even my kitty knows we're calming down. She's coming over to say hi. All right, so now with our animal theme, we'll move our spine a little bit. So this is called cat-cow. So cow is a little back bend, and cat is like a Halloween cat where we round our back. So we're going to start out, I'll do my best off, really small. So initially, let's just try and move between our navel and our sit bones. So our sit bones are those 2 bones. It's where you make contact with your chair and your body weight transfers into the chair and down. So think about rocking forward and back on your sit bones. So just find that easy way of just leaning forward and feeling yourself move in front of your sit bones and leaning back a little, go behind your sit bones. So your sit bones is like the base of your pelvis, and it's where everything, it's your foundation. So we're feeling our foundation now, just going forward and back a little bit. All right, now we'll take it and we'll exaggerate it a little bit and slow it down. When you come forward this time, slide your hands forward if that's comfortable. Lift your heart and then look up, and you'll feel a little back bend. And we'll pause here for just a moment. Let your spine, imagine it keeps growing and lifting up, and that lumbar curve, your low back gets a little deeper. You can even open the front of your throat by looking up. Breathing as you need to. And now the next time you exhale, you'll start by drop your chin, push your knees away. You're gonna round your back like a C curve. Pull the belly in and even let your shoulders come forward a little bit. Feel a stretch across your shoulders, your upper back. And then inhale, rock forward on your sit bones. If you had a tail, you'd be sticking your tail feathers out the back. And when you exhale, a slow flowing cascade coming back and down. Your tail is between your legs. And try that a few times with your breath. It can be, again, very small movement or a little bit bigger. And you can take your time. Sometimes I like to take a few breaths in each position just to give me a chance to really acclimate. It takes me a little while sometimes to find all the parts, but back and forth just a little bit. Now let's take it and add some arms to it. And again, of course, all of this is optional. But on an inhale, which is about a back bend, we want to open up the chest. So this time when you inhale, you rock forward, you lift your lowest ribs in your heart. Maybe you take your arms with the elbows bent and press them back as you look up. So there's your little back bend. When you go to exhale, put your hands on your thighs and just slide down into a forward fold to any degree. Little where you're just leaning on your thighs, or longer where you let your ribs come down to your thighs. To come back up, you can put your hands on your thighs, your legs, your lap, and press up and come up. And let's try that again. So inhale, so maybe just looking up, turning the palms to the ceiling. And exhale, just drop your head and hands can just go to the knees or the lap. So your version, your size, try that a few times. Inhaling up and exhaling, rounding down. So a little bit like the breath of joy that we did, when we open up our chest and lift up, we can inhale more easily. And when we press our belly down towards our legs, we can press the abdomen, which helps you exhale a little more easily. Try one more like this. And exhale. Come back. All right. So this week, it's the week I like to dedicate a little bit of work to our core. So core is one of the ways that we're going to stay a little bit safer with all of our joints. So for example, if you have really strong arms but very weak abs, you end up hurting yourself. But if you have very strong core, even if your arms are not that strong, you can still do a lot with them because it's your core from where our movement originates. So we'll do this really simply. Let's bring our hands to the opposite shoulders if that feels okay, or they can just be crossed. We just want our arms kind of out of the way, so wherever that feels comfortable. On an inhale, lift up, firm your belly, long spine. On your exhale, tuck your chin a little bit and just lean back. So you'll lean back until you feel your abdominals turn on a little bit. And then use your inhale to come forward again. So we'll start out very simply. Exhale, just leaning back. Feeling your abs turn on. And then inhaling and coming forward. So I'll go sideways in case that's more helpful. So we're exhaling and leaning back. And inhaling, floating forward. Exhale, leaning back. Pausing a little bit. and inhaling and coming forward. Now, if you want to make it more challenging for yourself, you can decide to do that. I'll give you two other options. If you take one arm or even both arms, I'll show it with both. That's going to be, there's more weight away from the center. That'll be more challenging. So you'll inhale here and get tall, firm the belly, and exhale and lean back. Inhale forward and exhale, pull the belly in and lean back. One more time like that. Inhale forward and exhale and lean back. Now, the last variation, if you want to make it harder for yourself, is you'll inhale like this, and then when you exhale and you come back, hang out here for a while. So I'll do a couple breaths here. So your whole core has to work to stabilize you, because again, you've taken yourself off balance. So it's the core's job to keep you balanced. And then inhale and come back. Just doing that, I got really overheated for a little bit. Once your core starts to work, you warm up very quickly. Let's try one more, and it can be as long or as short as you want, with your arms down or up or out. Option, lots of options. So wherever you are, get a little tall on your inhale, firm your belly, and then exhale and take it back for as long as feels comfortable for you. And then inhale and bring it forward if you haven't already. All right, now how can we take that and make it a little bit more challenging? Well, we were just going straight back and straight forward. So that's called the sagittal plane. Sagitt translates to mean bow, like bow and arrow. So we're going forward and back. What's it like if we go slightly off center? So let's try a little variation. I'll put my hands here just to keep them out of the way. So we'll do one like we've just been doing. So we inhale and get tall, and exhale and lean back. Just a little bit. And then we'll inhale and come forward. All right, this time, take an inhale. When you exhale, lean towards your left hip. And then when you inhale, come towards your right. And let's try that a few times. So we're leaning back and to the left and forward and to the right. Back and to the left, forward and to the right. Now come to center and we'll reverse that. All right, so now we'll lean back and to the right, forward and to the left. And you might actually feel your two sit bones. So we're leaning onto that right sit bone when we go back, and then we're weighing in onto the left sit bone when we come forward. We're just rocking back and forth, everything from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. Let's do one more like this, and then can we put it together in a certain way? And I'll show you what that means. So when you come forward and we're leaning over our left knee, pause here. Take an inhale and get tall. Now when you exhale, can you lean back to the left, pivot through the center, pass through the right, and come to the right knee. So now we're doing half circles. So see how that feels. So take an inhale here over your right knee, and then exhale, pull your belly in and do a half circle and come over to the left. Take an inhale and exhale back to the left, over to the right. And then inhaling at the right, take it back and over to the left. Now come to center, and we've done this before where we do our torso circles. So your arms can be down on your lap. We'll give our shoulders a little rest. And let's begin to do that now. So on an inhale, imagine you're taking the cow. You come forward and you bring your heart forward. When you exhale, start to shift over to the right. And then take it back. Maybe round your back and get back. Take it over to the left. And then come as far forward as comfortable for you, over the knees maybe. Then you can add your head looking up, letting it go sideways, looking down. And just nice and slow, begin to find your version of a circle. So it can be very small and slow. It can be large, depending upon what's going on for you today. But just feeling as though you're releasing tension in the body. And then come back to center and pause after your next circle. All right. So just pause and see how you feel. And we're going to take the circles in the other direction now. So maybe we'll start out really small. So I'll show you a really, let's see, which is my opposite direction. So going over to the right. I'm going to start out small. So just on my sit bone, rocking very small. And then if that feels okay for me, I'll take it and make it a little bit bigger. And then just explore what feels right for you. Everything that I do is just a guide, so you always will interpret it for your body and for you today. Let's do one more here. And then bring yourself back to center. Great. All right, now I had asked if you had a strap. So I know, Michelle, you came in a little bit later, and Matt, I know you just joined us. So I don't know if you have. If you don't have a strap, we can do it without it. But if you do, I was just asking, this is just a way of activating the shoulders a little bit more. So a necktie, a scarf, a belt, it doesn't have to stretch. Just something for your arms to pull against a little bit to engage the muscles a little. All right. So we'll start out doing a variation of our cat-cow with the strap. All right. So take your arms and spread them comfortably wide. So wider than your torso. And on an inhale, let's just glide up to any degree and look up. And if it feels comfortable, maybe you can take your arms as far back until you meet your resistance. And now on the exhale, see if you can bring your arms shoulder height out in front of you, round your back like a cat and drop your chin. So it's a little cat-cow here again. So now on the inhale, start at the tailbone, deepen the low back curve, take it up and maybe back a little. Pull on the strap to engage the arms to any degree. Good. And then exhale, round your back, tuck your tail, drop your chin, and reach forward. Now we'll do this one more time, and then we're going to start to change it. All right, so we're going to look up. Maybe take your low back, curve as deep as you've done today. Firm the belly as you draw it in and come forward. Now stay here with your rounded back and you're looking down. Now coast over your right knee. So there's just a little pivot in the torso here. Now the right hand stays where it is and start to lift the left hand and start to look up. And so now it's a pivot with a twist. And maybe you can even open up your chest to the ceiling or open up that left armpit a little bit. A lot of work for your core. And then gently inhale and bring yourself up to center for just a little relief here. And now we'll reverse it. So when you exhale, let your right hand come down. So a little lateral bend, and then start to lower the left hand until you're facing over that right knee. Your back is rounded, swivel over to the center, and then firm your belly and come up straight. And then let's give our arms just a little break before we do the other direction. Okay? So we're sort of doing a kind of a half circle, and we're moving our spine both through flexion and extension. All right, let's try it on the other side. So when you are ready, arms are wide, pull on the strap, look up and lift up, just allowing your chest to expand, your spine to lengthen. On your exhale, reverse your spine. So pull your belly in, round your upper back, drop your chin, and bring the strap shoulder level. Now start to glide over, so you're looking at the left knee now. The left hand stays where it is, and as you inhale, start just very slowly, move slowly and carefully. Begin to lift up the right hand. Begin to look up, and if it feels okay, open your chest to the ceiling. So it's a deeper twist here. And then bring yourself up to center. Bring yourself back to symmetry. Take a deep breath here before we make our way down. So now you'll exhale, and that left hand will come down, the right hand will come up. So pause here, that's already a stretch on the side. And then you'll start to pivot, bring that right hand down, level with the left. You're rounded over that left knee, come back to center. And now engage your abdominal, your belly muscles. As you inhale the arms straight up to center, you can look up and find that little back bend again. And then exhale and release the strap and give your arms a rest again. Great, that looked really great, everyone. Now we'll do one more thing with the strap. There's a lot of things you can do with the strap, but we'll just do one more thing today. You'll take the strap, if you have it, and you'll put it more shoulder distance. And we're just going to draw some circles above our head. I'm going to double my strap up because it's so long, so it doesn't hang in the way. All right. So on an inhale, take your arms up wherever it's comfortable to go. And then just start to draw a little circle on the ceiling with your knuckles. You can keep your torso relatively still and just move your arms. And if it feels good, of course, always you can make the motion bigger or smaller. You never take yourself into discomfort. And then after this one, let's pause in the center. And we'll do just a little variation here. Bend your elbows and bring the strap down to the base of your skull or back of your neck, just for a moment, just to release the shoulders. And then push the strap up. And now take it in the opposite direction. And allow yourself, again, you can always make the motion into anything you like. You can tip a little bit more or a little less. You can add a little twist to it so you get in under those arms, into the side body. You can move your head with it or not. Try and coordinate your breath using your inhale to float up and your exhale as you round forward. Let's do one more. And then bring the strap down. You can set that aside now. And the last thing we'll have time to do today is for our core. And so that typically, hands are behind the head, but maybe hands are just on the shoulders or maybe even hands on the chest. And if none of that is available, hands on down here is fine as well. And I'll demo with my hands up here so you can see it more clearly. So again, we're going to take ourselves off balance so our core works a little bit more. So on an inhale, lift up and think about drawing your elbows back, opening up your chest. Now here we go. Next time you exhale, lean over to the right, let that left elbow try and make its way up towards the ceiling. We're going to pause here for a moment. And then we'll come back to center. Now, when we get to center, the next time you inhale, let's look up. So find that little back bend again. Take the elbows back if that's available. This time when you exhale, drop your chin and bring your elbows towards each other like you're clasping your head. The next inhale brings you back up to center, wide elbows. And then we'll exhale and take it over to the left. Inhale back to center. And now this exhale, pull your belly in and twist to the right. Come back to center. And we'll twist to the left. And then come back to center. Now we'll try this again and we'll add a little variation. But you can rest your arms for just a minute. You might be able to feel some work going on down here, because this is what's holding you as we take ourselves off balance. It's all of these muscles. So our low back muscles and our abdominal muscles, our core muscles are holding us in place. All right, so let's try it again with any hand variation you like. Then I'll demo it here. So we inhale and get tall. This time, let's go to the left first. Just have a little variation. So let that right elbow float up if it's available. Open up the right armpit. Pause here for a moment. And now we're just going to take this one and hold each posture a little bit longer. And then the third time around, we'll introduce a little more variation. So inhale and bring yourself up. It's a lot of work to do this. Exhale and take it to the right. Take an extra breath here. Feel all that work through your side body, front and back, and then bring yourself to center. Now this inhale will look up. So pause here, maybe take the elbows back and wide, lift the heart. And then exhale, round the back, drop the chin, and you're not yanking on your head. It's just the weight of your arms that gently traction it down. Then inhale back to center. That big inhale to inflate the chest. And when you pull your belly in on the exhale, we'll twist to the left the first time this time. And maybe that left elbow can go back a little further this time. See where your eyes go. Just make a note of it. Inhale back to center. And when you exhale, pull the belly in and take it to the right. And again, notice where your eyes go. We'll stay here for another breath or two. So you might go a little further. Without judgment, pay attention to that. And then come back. All right, we'll give our arms one more little break before we do the third set. So sometimes in the third week, our core week, we do weights, but today I just wanted to exercise without weights and use our body to provide the resistance. All right, last time, let's take our hands up behind our head. Take a big inhale, get tall, firm your belly, and exhale, take it to the right. Now we're going to linger here for a little while with an option. So you can leave your hands wherever they are, or if you want to try, just release your right arm and let it hang down. Let that left elbow crawl up a little bit. And then another option is if you want to lift the left arm up. So if you're a clock face, you're at 12 and 6 o'clock. Stay here for another breath. And then inhale and bring yourself back to center. Now we'll take it up. So inhale up and look up. And exhale, round the back and draw it down. Then bring yourself to center. And let's take it over to the left. That right elbow, make its way up if you can. And then if you like, release that left arm. Feel the extra work already from that. And then if you like, maybe the right arm goes up. Just leaning over is going to give you some work. So it's fine, any version of this. Another breath here, really fill the chest with an inhale. Draw the navel back with an exhale. And then bring yourself back up. Take an inhale. Exhale to the right. Notice where your eyes go. And now release your right arm. Reach for the back wall behind you. And maybe twist a little bit more, using your arm like a propeller. Now, if that feels okay and you'd like, you can extend the left arm to any degree. Just see what that feels like. Maybe twist a little more. And then come back to center, hands behind your head or wherever they were. Take a breath here, a little clearing breath. And then we'll exhale to the left. And notice if you can remember where your eyes went before. See if they go to the same place or a little bit more. And then release your left arm and reach. And maybe that left arm will help you pivot just a little bit more. Open up that chest. And then if you like, maybe right arm gets liberated too, and maybe a little bit more of a twist. And then inhale and bring yourself back. And you can just release your arms down. All right. Pausing here. We'll do one sun salutation, just as that nice, just bringing all the parts together. So bring your hands in front of your heart. And this is, we can think of it almost as devotional, as you're feeling each breath coming in and out of the body, moving with each breath. And you can think of it almost like a moving prayer. So inhale and take the arms wide enough, or lifting up, looking up. When you exhale, bring your hands to your lap. And then continue with your exhale, or take a second exhale and just fold over your legs to any degree. So your version of a forward fold. We'll take an extra breath down here just to let the low back lengthen. Now the next time you inhale, take your arms out like an airplane, parallel to the floor. Lift about halfway up. And then exhale and fold back down. Let's bring our forearms, our elbows to our thighs now. We'll leave the left arm down, and to any degree, take that right arm and find a twist. You can look up if that's comfortable. And again, hand can be at the back of the head, at the shoulder, bent, or extended. So find that version that works for you. And then we'll bring the right forearm to the right thigh. And when you're ready, we'll pivot that ribs and the arm to the left and maybe look up. But think about wherever you are, lengthening through your spine. So rather than compressing it as we twist, we're lifting as we twist and extending. And then exhale and bring that left forearm. Now from here, just push off a little bit and lift your arms up. Let your hands find each other and exhale your hands to your heart. Keep your hands at your heart, lower your chin, close your eyes, and just observe what it feels like inside your body. And maybe you can remember what it felt like before class, during class, and after class. Maybe feeling that subtle, beautiful river of life force. We call it prana in yoga. And prana is in everything in the universe, our life force, bright light. So feeling the prana moving around the inside of your body like a beautiful, let's imagine like an underground river, just flowing quietly, smoothly, going to all parts of your body. So take a moment to thank your body for all that it does for you, to honor yourself for coming to class today. And we thank all the yogis for the thousands of years of knowledge that they compiled and preserved so that we can benefit from it today. The traditional closing is the term namaste, which is often translated as the light within me, the light, the love, the life force within me sees and honors the light, the love, and the life force within each of you. Namaste. All right, thank you.